What's good, Don't Trip fam, Hangover gang, good morning. Hope you guys are doing good. Another day. Gotta put that work in, you already know. Daily does it. Let's get it. I'm drinking milk today. No water, no orange juice, milk. No sugar, whole milk, organic milk. Because the kind of lineup we have today, I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need some milk in me today because of what we got lined up. No Lives Matter, Sellout, and we got Best Rapper Ever. Oof. We going crazy today. We going crazy with it. Before we get into No Lives Matter though, I do want to say the Discord server is ready. Link is going to be in the description below. Click it. Come join the fam and let's kick it. You feel me? It's not totally perfect because this is my first server. But with the feedback I will be getting from you guys once we get in there, I will be making some adjustments to it. So just let me know what you guys think off the bat. Anything you guys want me to add. All that shit, I got y'all. Just let me know. Also, starting this Saturday till Sunday next week, I will not be doing videos. So for like the next just Saturday to Sunday, about 8 days, there will be no new videos from me because I will be on vacation. It is my birthday, so my girl and I are flying out to Hawaii, Honolulu, for a whole week. Just chill, turn up, and have a good time, you know, all that shit. So I know it sucks. I know it sucks, and I'm kind of conflicted though because I do want to like just have a bunch of content recorded, pre-recorded for you guys, and just schedule it so y'all can still have some shit dropping even when I'm not here. Only problem is that it takes a lot out of me, and to like pre-make enough content for a whole week. I don't think I could do that. The reactions are not gonna be what they usually are. They're gonna be subpar. I'm a half-ass them. I already know because I'm gonna be like back to back. I'll probably do maybe 10 reactions back to back and just stock them, which I can't do. So y'all gonna have to bear with me between now and Friday. I will try to push out as much content as I can naturally without half-assing it. Like today, y'all gonna get 3 tracks today. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do 3. Friday, I'm going to do 3. That's 9 in total between now and Friday. Should be enough. And after that, we'll take a little break for a week. When I get back, we'll pick up where we left off. So, with that said, No Lives Matter. Let's get straight to it.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Facts. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. Facts. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social...
Okay. Okay, Tom. Off the bat with it. The media controls it. Facts. The media has a lot of power, what they put out, because it's a lot of people in certain places who never see certain things, who never hear certain things, and the media is the only outlet they can really get information from. So they take what the media says as concrete evidence, as a law, and they believe it, and that fuels a lot of shit. If the media puts out some wrong shit, people are gonna eat it up, and that's what they're gonna run with. So the media does have a lot of power, and what they say a lot of times does go. For those who have smartphones and are usually on top of these things, we know better, but it's a lot of people who don't. So again, Tom with the media, but he said something about Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna run it back, see what he said. Let's get it.
Guys who cannot even rap. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it.
Okay, Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who support it Well, what do you say about that? Hold up. I want to get it right. I do not want to misunderstand anything.
You don't hate police and everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect.
Okay, white folks who agree can't support the message. Did Black Lives Matter get very aggressive, so aggressive? It did. Like, all the looting and shit that resulted from that. I don't stand for that. But I'm going to ask y'all a question. Because sometimes I feel it's bigger than just right or wrong, yes or no. Like, hey, was Black Lives Matter right? Was Black Lives Matter wrong? Sometimes it's more than that. With a lot of things, not just that movement. With a lot of things, the answer is usually more complicated than yes or no or right or wrong. Maybe you should say, like, was it necessary? I feel it was necessary, given what had happened, what had taken place. I feel it was necessary. Do I stand for the looting and the violence? I don't. Because a lot of those businesses that people were looting in, people work hard for that shit. People really built that shit up from the ground. They support their families off that shit. For some people, that's their dream. That's their whole life. So I do not stand for the looting and the violence and the burning and all that shit. I don't. But the movement as a whole, what it represents and what it stood for, was it necessary? I say it's necessary. I'm not going to say whether I think it was right or wrong. I'm not going to say that. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Now, about the whole white folks who agree can't support the message. I mean, all over the globe, not just in the U.S., all over the globe, in the movement, when the people hit the streets, it wasn't just black folks in there. You have brown people, you have white people in the crowd with us, marching with us, standing with us outside with signs and shit, standing with the black community and fighting against what had taken place and fighting for change. So, again, division. You have white folks who agree with it, white folks who didn't agree with it, white folks who supported it and took to the streets with us, white folks who supported it but couldn't, because of what had happened, the aftermath of all that shit, the looting and shit. So again, division. It's always going to be division, no matter what it is. Even if something's right or wrong, it could be right to me, wrong for you. It ain't no way to please everybody. It's always going to be one group or one side that's going to feel some type of way and voice that some type of way. Let's get back to it, Tom. Oh shit, hold up. But he said because both sides don't respect it. It's a respect thing. If you respect me, I respect you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's as basic as it goes. That was the shit that happened in, I think, Iraq or some shit overseas a while back when U.S. soldiers, I think, burnt the Quran or some shit and nearly sparked the war. It's like, hey, if you respect what I respect, if I have things that are valuable to me, if I have things that I hold sacred, you should respect them too, even if you don't agree with that. It's respect. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying respect me enough to not fuck with my shit. Because you're going to trigger something out of me, and I'm going to respond in some type of way, and you're going to try to defend yourself and respond in some type of way, and conflict starts. Respect. Tom hit it on the nail with that, because both sides don't respect it. All right, let's go.
If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We can unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections.
Yo, he's spitting, bro. He's spitting. Hold up. What you say? Global climate? Hold up, what?
Support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total.
Social climate from the global tension. It's more than just what happened that caused those riots. It's a lot of other factors responsible for just how far that shit went and how far shit usually goes. That causes conflict of a certain scale. And he's taking into consideration all those factors. Social climate caused by global, you have to factor in a lot of shit. It's never easy. It's never just, this happened because of that. It's a lot of things to factor in, and Tom is considering some of those things, but that is food for thought for us too. when you look at a situation, don't just look at it one way. You have to consider external factors. That's why you cannot attach yourself to these things. You have to remain neutral, because the moment you take a side, you're gonna see everything from that side's perspective. You have to be a middleman. It's hard, but you have to stay detached. Let's go, Tom. Keep talking.
Things are whack and everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We can unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections.
Facts.
The music we bump.
Facts. Hold up. Give me a second. We good. Elections. Division. We're back on the topic of division. Elections. Election time. Every time election time is around the corner, you start to see people campaigning, vying for votes and shit. And at the end of the day, it's the person who has the most votes who wins. Now, they do take into consideration the races, like, oh, what race voted for this person the most? What races voted for who? Oh, in these states, these people voted for who? These counties, who voted for who? They take into consideration everything. But at the end of the day, when they say, oh, this person won by so much percentage of the votes, and this person was in second with so much percentage of the votes, they don't talk about, oh, white people, black. They don't talk about race, none of that shit, class, none of that shit. It just becomes a whole percentage number. So either way, there's always going to be division. It's never unanimous that, oh, the whole country 100% voted for this person. Division will always exist, because as many differences exist between people as people do, division will always be there. Honestly, I don't believe in fighting for 100% equality, because that would never be achieved. Humanity cannot achieve 100% equality. Maybe if the apocalypse or the end finally hits us, maybe then. But until something that dramatic, that catastrophic hits us, we will never totally bond together 100%. No, humanity cannot. History, time and time again, has proven that humanity cannot do that. Conflict is in our genes. It's in our DNA to want to be divided, to want to be at odds with each other. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's facts. Sheesh. Let's get back to
war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We can unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections. Hey, the music we bump, all about shooting guns and doing drugs. Hey, the things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs. Like, you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt, and go live at the club to your bro. It's all controlled by the elites. Fake news all over our screens. Convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact that each other we need.
Facts. They control us like puppets. Left versus right. But at the end of the day, we need each other, and that's one thing we forget. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It doesn't matter, because if you win, you really lose. Because the other person's gonna feel some type of way. You can never really win. If it becomes a whole who's right, who's wrong conversation, everybody's lost at that point. It's not about proving a point. It's not. It's beyond that. And people need to stop with this, I'm right, I'm wrong, if you do this, you're that. You need to stop with that. That just fuels more division. You cannot do that. You can't. Talk to these niggas, Tom. Woo!
Popping pills, hit the blunt, and go live at the club to your bro. It's all controlled by the elites. Put fake news all over our screens. Convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact that each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
I'm gonna run that back real quick. I think it said something about religion. Hold up.
It's each other we need. Divided by race and religion.
Divided by race and religion. Race, we already touched on that several times, but we've never really talked about religion. Religion, more on division. Religion is another thing that divides people a lot because of their beliefs. And with religion, it's very strong. Like, people, like, look at Islam. You got Islam, you got Buddhists, you got Christians, you got Muslims or Islam, right? Same thing, right? I think so. You got Hindus, you got Jews, you got all these different religions, okay? Cults, whatever. But look at how strongly they stand for that shit. They stand for the things they believe in. Holy wars that took place longer, like back in the day, the holy wars. People really dead ass would go to war for what they believed in. Heathens, pagans, the kind of titles they came up with, non-believers, like the titles they gave to people who didn't believe in what they believe in. Like massacres that took place just because people had a different belief than them. Religion, history repeats itself over and over again. Humans will always be divided. I don't give a fuck what you think or what you say. It's facts. We will always be divided. The only thing that ever brings us together is like catastrophe type shit, you know? But with religion again, you know, it's a respect thing. You don't have to believe in somebody else's God. You don't. Do you. Let them do them. Don't be out here talking shit about other people's religion. Because you know how these other niggas are with their religions, my nigga. They'll go to war with it. Look at what happened every time somebody tries to do something with the Prophet Muhammad. You know, and I'm going to be very careful in saying this because, yeah. Look at the history of people who've tried to say something about the prophets in these different religions. Like, they die. People really die over this shit. It's not funny. It's not. But it divides us. And just because we're divided, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. No, division is not always a bad thing. It's not. It's just like, hey, those people do that. They believe in that. I don't. But I respect them. And I'm going to stay out their way. I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'm going to let it be what it is. That's what the conversation should be. Because if you're out here talking hella reckless about other people's beliefs, that shit could go left very quickly. Alright, Tom, let's get back to it.
Fight with the left and distract from the fact that each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa. Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now. No lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter. Freedom's dead. If you have an opinion, take it back. People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash. Indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. The government abuses us. It's all part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included.
Woo! Woo! Come on, Tom, talk that shit. Hold up, what'd you say?
Government abuses us, it's all part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement.
Okay, we need to agree on that. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement. We're not saying we accept everything that happened with it, okay? We're not saying that. But as a movement, as a whole, what it stands for, at the core, it's valuable. It holds some value. It means something and it's necessary. Okay, moving on.
It's us, it's all part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans.
All lives matter and racist or stupid. Point blank, period. Tom, talk to these niggas. Y'all are stupid if y'all racist. Ignorant too. Hella ignorant.
Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws that govern the whole country, and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers.
Again, Tom, he said it. Nobody recovers until we all accept that we're brothers. Now, let's talk about the All Lives Matter, and No Lives Matter. Let's talk about those two titles, if you want to call them that. All Lives Matter. Do all lives matter? Hell yes, all lives matter. Do no lives matter? Hell yeah, no lives matter. And here is what I mean by that. All lives matter. Every human life is precious. And every human life matters. Everybody matters. No one life should mean more than another person's life. But no lives matter, yes, because the government is fucking everybody. Everybody is getting fucked by the government in some type of way. Everybody, every race. I don't give a fuck what color you are. White, black, brown, yellow, green, purple. Everybody is getting fucked by the government, by the system. Everybody is. But listen, I said all lives matter. I did not say all lives are equal and all lives mean the same thing. I did not say that. Because we have to agree that some communities and some parts of our, like some races, are getting fucked a little more than others are. We have to agree on that. We have to agree on that. All lives matter, yes. Blue lives matter. White lives matter. Brown lives matter. Everybody's life matters. But as history has shown us time and time again, as we see from the news, from social media, from all this shit, some people get fucked a little harder than others. Some people get treated a little differently than others. It's a fact. You could try to hide from it, but it's a fact. The brown and black communities are fucked harder than most communities. But at the end of the day, we're all getting fucked. And it's never going to get better until we all understand we're brothers and everybody's at the same level. I can sit here and be like, oh, let's take a black person, a white person, a brown person, and an Asian person and put them in it. I could talk about different simulations that we could try to prove that point. But we already know how that shit goes. We know. We see it in the news. You know? And I'm not going to stand here and talk, oh, white people have it way better than black people. Like, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to just say some parts of the community are getting fucked harder than by others. And no matter what those communities do to try to fight that shit, until everybody understands that we're all brothers and no one life is greater than the other and all lives should mean the same thing, nothing's going to change. Let's get back to it, Tom.
Country and we all suffer. We're all broken. Nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers. Hey, music we make all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa. We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture. They control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation.
Until the patriots start to hate the nation? Yo, that's deep. That's deep, and there's some facts to that. It's a lot of truth in that. But he says something about the cycle that I want to double back to real quick. Hold up.
Talks about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from.
What a vicious cycle we can escape from. Now, I'm about to hit y'all with something. Think about it. The government's been fucking us for how long? For a long time, right? The system, all this shit, the media, they've been twisting shit for how long? The system has, okay, let me just say this. How long has the system existed for? This thing we call the system, the government, the powers, the elites, the people who really run the world, how long have they been in power? How long have they been running shit and creating the system to be what it is and not just creating it, but maintaining it? What I want you guys to understand is the people who run the world, who really run the world, the people in the government, the people behind the system, the matrix, the people in the media who twist these things, whether they're the ones who do it or they get their orders from somebody else and they just carry out those orders, whatever it may be, those people were once children. They were once kids. They were once, they're like you and me, but they're just in that kind of a position of power where they can share their ideologies the way they do and actually do the shit they do. But it's like, what, 7-8 billion people on the planet right now? I could tell you a good percentage of those people who deadass walk amongst us, eat at the same places we eat, shop at the same stores we shop at, go to the same schools we go to, at whatever level, they have the same characteristics, ideologies, mindsets as the same people who run the system. Because at the end of the day, those people will die. Who replaces them? You ever thought about that? Who replaces those people? And at the end of the day, some of those people who walk amongst us may never get those positions of power, but they still walk amongst us. Basically, we're living with the enemy. We sleep with the enemy. We can be out here in the streets fighting for change, fighting for this on social media, saying this, saying that. But at the end of the day, the enemy is amongst us. That shit will never stop. because the enemy is among us. Look at Hitler. Hitler was never born into greatness like, oh, out the gate, he was Hitler. No, my nigga. If you know Hitler's story, you know. You know how he rose to power. He was just like a regular ass guy. But when he started his little campaigns, his little like meet and greets, his little speeches, his little stand-ups and shit, and started gaining traction, he became that shit. But those ideologies that he had, he pumped it back into the kids. Those kids grow up, even when Hitler's dead, those kids still grow up with that mentality. And that's what the problem is. You have to clip this shit at the roots. You can't keep fighting the higher ups. We can't keep doing that. Because those niggas will die. At some point they will die. If you have kids, your kids will grow up in a world where some of these old ass niggas in Congress are not alive anymore. But somebody will be in Congress. And those people are groomed by the same people in that shit, carry that shit on. And the Matrix goes on. 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, a new version every fucking time until we clip it from the roots. Let's get back to it, Tom.
You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system. Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter. The music will make you dumb. The media makes you hate. And they control them both. There ain't no escape. They put the world in a state of chaos. Economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff. Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
It's facts. No lives matter and all lives matter. But until we reach a place of mutual respect, understanding, what you do unto others as you would have them do unto you, until that becomes something that we actually practice day to day. Not only us, but we teach to the next generation. Because at the end of the day, if we can't change this shit in our lifetimes, if you can't change this shit in your lifetime, you need to make sure to pass the torch on to the next generation so they can pick up where you left off. This is not a fight that's going to end in one lifetime or one generation. Nah. No, nigga. No. No. What is the goal of all life? What is the goal of life? At the bottom of the human beings to reproduce, offsprings. Everything does that. It continues, it passes itself on in a different form, in a different body, all that type of shit. And that's the system. It was not just designed to divide us and keep us under. It was designed to continue. Somebody's making sure that shit lives on. But bit by bit, you can't see there is change. A lot has changed since the 1800s, the 1900s, and now the 2000s. A lot has changed. But we gotta speed up the process, though. We gotta speed some shit up because it's a lot of fuck shit still happening. But hopefully someday, I don't know if I'm gonna be here to see that day. I don't know if y'all gonna be here to see that day, but I know someday we gonna get to that point. No Lives Matter. I can see why the songs are like 22 mil, man. Like the message in it, it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about, break down, consider, and think about. But at the end of the day, you have to try to stay neutral. Because picking a side means anybody on the other side automatically becomes your enemy, your opponent. And that's not what we want. Yes. Fuck, bro. I don't even know how to say this shit. Like, I don't know how I could say it. Yo, let's just respect each other, though. Respect me, I respect you. All that good shit, religion, race, politics, whatever it is. Respect my views, I respect your views. I'm not going to shit on what you hold valuable and respect or hold sacred. I'm not going to talk shit about you because you believe in some shit. I'm not going to trigger you. You're not going to trigger me. We're all going to be good and we can fight the system together. before we fight the system, we need to make sure you and me are good. Then we go fight the system. If you and me ain't good and we out here trying to fight the system, that's just not gonna work. With that said, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Sell out. I told y'all this was gonna be heavy, and that's why I brought the milk out. Let's get it.